All right, and it is 8:31 p.m. Eastern Time down here in beautiful, somewhat cold and breezy Florida. All right, quick shout out to everybody in the chat room: Lily, Jesus, Triple, Hebrew, ICUFOs, White Guy Wednesdays, Anna. What's going on, Anna? All right, so down to business almost immediately since I'm technically a minute late. So I won't go running around too much. However, before I continue, I shall reveal my face. Just got to put a hat on real quick because y'all know my situation right now. Give me 1 second. Oh, snap. We got a full house. Well, full ish house as far as the JDQ streams go. What's going on, Stripe? What's going on, Tracy? What up, Lori? What up, My Life? What up, Spax? What up, Gary? What up, Violet? What up, Matt Jones? What up, Jackie? Turn on camera. What up, Joe? What up, Dickie Farley? What up, LBZ? What up, Taylor? And everybody else who will be popping up as the stream continues. Yes, I shall reveal my face right quick. All right, let me just this. I wasn't entirely ready, but we trying, peeps. We trying. All right. So in tonight's stream, I'm gonna do a few things aside from the usual. All right, I am going to be reviewing like some of the catches, recent catches, and situations. But I did kind of like promise I would do something tonight, and I am gonna do it. I'm gonna watch and review the interview that Julie Harmon had recently, and we're gonna talk about that as well. And yeah, and all that good stuff that y'all love to hear about. And of course, we got this going on as well. So if y'all don't like, if you've ever tried this, like you're missing out. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And thank you, the lovely Emily Rose, with the plug into the second channel. I appreciate that 1,000%. Thank you very much. I am not looking fire, but I'll take that. Did the cash from today get arrested? You talking about Alex's catch or Ghost's catch? Which one are we talking about? Stripe, you're missing out. This is a non-alcoholic malt beverage. It is of Hispanic descent. All right. This is pretty normal back on the island. So yeah. If you haven't tried it, man, I'll put a close up right here. Malta India. There we go. Non-alcoholic malt beverage. Oh snap! Get out of here. Yo, what up, brother Red? And what's going on, baby? Sweet baby Ray. That's crazy. I'm surprised you didn't message me or something as far as like that goes. But we can actually talk about that if you want. Yes, I am indeed Puerto Rican. Indeed. Yes, sir. Vladimir, what's going on, man? Who else? I just came. Wait, hold on. Oh, Jesus says I just came back from listening to Travis Scott. Shame on you, brother. Shame on you. LBZ says just dropped you a sub on the second channel. Appreciate that 1,000%. Thank you so much. That means the world to me because that second channel is my new baby. And yeah, I'm trying my best to get that to 1,000 subs either before, I mean, obviously, ideally before this month ends. Um, and if worst comes to worst, before the year ends. If we could get that second channel to 1,000 subs before the year ends, and even better before this month ends, awesome. And Trump Han with the $2 Canadian, we know it's you, JDQ. My name says it all. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Trump Han, 1,000%. And who else? Who else? I just want to make sure I get everybody before I start. Link My Dorco says, you don't like Goya Malta? It's all right. But this is the OG. You know what I'm saying? This is the OG of Maltas. And if you know, you know. But you can try any other Malta, and they're good. Don't get me wrong, they taste good. It's just not the same, though. Sunshine, what's going on? Buzz Lightyear, you said I'm looking official. I appreciate that. And yes, I will put this there. Is Alex going to be joining us? I mean, that's kind of like, I don't know. That's technically up to him. Like if he wants to be on, he can. Uh, Yo, Variety TV, what's going on, man? Jules, what's going on, Jules? Big hug from me to you. Appreciate you. All right, all right, all right. So chilling on my only day off. Oh, awesome. Mindful Matter says, I like that beard, bro. You're welcome. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I appreciate the compliments. It does mean a lot because I honestly I don't even take care of it as much as I should. But you know, I guess I don't know. I guess it still looks good regardless. So I appreciate that. All right. So enough about me. And Heather says, "Happy birthday, everyone." All right, happy birthday to you too. Um, I'm not blue anymore. I don't know. For those of you who like have known me for like over a year now, and we like we're somewhat of like a second family, and you had your wrench taken away, just reach out to me, and I'll do what I can to like make sure that whoever deserves a wrench actually keeps the wrench. So yeah, just after the stream, just message me like on Instagram or something, and we'll see what we can do. Yo, what up, Loki? What up, Locksmith? White guy Wednesday says, Jorge, I'm picking your ass up. Next catch, man. No excuses. Hey, I mean, there really is no excuse right now unless like something weird happens with that again. But outside of that, I have like pretty much like free time on my hands. So no problem. All right. So let's get to the actual reviewing. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna hide my face right quick because I don't want to look like a crazy person looking into the camera all mindlessly and all that. If I sound tired, I apologize. I am a bit tired, but I mean, there's no escaping that. The show must go on regardless. But yeah, so if any of you kind of like comment like, "Hey man, you sound kind of down. You sound kind of like I don't know, like lifeless or something." Yeah, it's just I had somewhat of a long day today. Not in a bad way, but it was just long. All right, so actually, let's just bear with me 1 second. Uh, I'm just looking for one of those like recent catches. Come on. All right, so I'll just put this one up because technically, I kind of like missed overall this one. So we are gonna. Well, I'm gonna watch it semi for the first time because I saw a little bit of it, not the whole thing though. So bear with me. I'm almost there. That's what she said. All right. Let me just connect this. Yeah, I saw the CC unit catch today. That was a little weird. Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. The guy kept saying that over and over again. It was kind of like disturbing. Mm. What up, Chris?
What's up, everybody? Be sure to leave a like on this video right now. It really helps out, whatever. Also, if you want to see the next few videos early, spanning a total of like over 5 hours,
what up,
including
Chris?
some arrests, then be sure to become a member in the pinned comment down below. Really helps us with traveling and everything. We do travel the country the most, and of course, go the farthest to get these people arrested. So it really helps out if you become a member, and you can use cool emojis in the live streams, which are on the JDQ channel, link in the pinned comment. And also, you can become a member on there. Also, sub to Gordon Flowers in the pinned comment. If you want to see classic videos, and we all love the classics, of course, then be sure to sub to the Gordon Flowers channel in the pinned comment. That is how to go see those or to see them all, including stuff from 2019, of course, become a member on the JDQ channel. Anyway, hope you enjoy the video, and here's some of our merch.
Just Tom, dímelo, papi. Oh man.
Little stuff in here. All right, just we might have been outside.
Okay. Yeah, he's looking.
Where at? Okay, oh, we see. He's like walking around. Just get him on camera.
Okay, he's using the camera.
Right here, look. Here, try to get my phone and I'm on the same shot. What?
Put your phone up.
Okay. Look, I'm typing right here. Look at that.
Raven Nation, what's going on, man? Yeah. Put that flag way up.
What he say?
What up, Kay?
I'm the lost guy.
What up, Constantine? Oh, dear God.
Hold on, let me zoom out.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's up, man? We're just hoping for protection purposes here. We're the other end of this, okay? And I know you're lost back there against phone, all right? So we want to have a talk with you about Hannah and Emily. Is that cool? All right, cool. Just want to go sit right here. Sure. Yeah, we can sit right here. Sure.
Man, is it just me or is this the visuals like really dark?
Yeah.
Well, we have some messages here. I think we should probably talk outside, though. I don't want to cause a scene.
Thank you, Ozzy Dan. I appreciate that. Thank you, Coles. I appreciate that too.
Okay, hey, don't delete anything on your phone, right? No, I'm trying to shut it off. Okay, yeah, just turn it off, okay? Yeah.
Oh, hold up. Hold the phone, man. Hold up. Am I seeing this correctly? Look at that logo on her shirt. Well, not logo, that artwork on his shirt. That is not a good look, man. Boom. It's yeah, man. Like first the whole Travis Scott situation this past week, and now we got like all this Illuminati / satanic symbolism on this guy's shirt. Coincidence? Maybe.
Okay, yeah, just turn it off, okay?
What up, Sacktown? Now let me say this. Let me just say this real quick. All right. So real quick before we continue watching the catch. So I'm not saying that this predator is part of the Illuminati. Let me just make sure I say that again. I am not saying that this predator is part of the Illuminati or Freemason and all that. However, all right, just because he's not a part of them, or he likely might not be a part of them, should not take away from the fact that most, what I'm saying, people that are like in Freemasonry and all this other stuff, high ranking in those sectors and all those brotherhoods, are pretty much like, I don't want to say like the main men in the whole like sex trafficking industry, but they're up there. You know what I mean? So whether or not this guy is affiliated in some way, shape, or form with um, someone like in a Freemason lodge or something along those lines, we'll never truly know unless we go into like a deep investigation of this person. But I just find it interesting how, because this guy has to be like in his like 50s or something, maybe even older than that, and he's wearing that shirt. It's a bit odd, in my opinion.
You don't have any weapons on you? No, just me. Okay. So we just want to have a talk to you about the messages to Hannah and Emily, okay? Sure. Okay, sounds good.
So are they even real people then?
Say again?
Are they even real people then?
We just got our
Yeah,
hands on their messages.
actually, let me put what Constantine just said something very true, and this is kind of like what I was getting at. So, but Constantine explained it a little better. He said he might not even know what he's wearing, but the shirt reached out to him because he's low level, vibratory, and controlled by the demons. Yes, 1,000%. Yes. Let me just go back here. Oh, we got Shonda in the house. Get out of here. We got Shonda in the house. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to just like get a towel. 'Cause I'm about to start sweating. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But it's good to see Shonda in here. Hold up. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
I'll let you know about that too. So you are familiar with Hannah, Emily, and Bailey, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we also posed
Yeah, bro.
as one more of them. One more underage girl. What was her name? I'm gonna try to refresh your mind. Who do you think it was?
I don't know. Wait a minute. Lily?
Lily? No, try again. There's another one we posed as. It wasn't Lily.
Sarah?
Sarah, huh?
You know, hold up.
No, it wasn't Sarah either.
Hold up. I gotta rewind this a little bit because they just hold on.
Chloe?
Lily?
They passed by
No, try again.
one of my
There's another one we
old
posed as. It
favorite
wasn't Lily.
stores. Boom, there it is, Spencer's. And you know what's messed up? You know, now like noticing that they they could have used Spencer's as a tool or as a helping hand. You know, they could have done something amusing. You know, bought something amusing from Spencer's and kind of like torture him a little bit. Not in other ways like other characters do, like that go to the extreme. But you know, they could have done something like a little lighthearted humor with something in there and just kind of like mess with the pet a little bit. They missed a good opportunity with that one.
Sarah?
Sarah, huh?
That's all I'm saying. They missed a good opportunity.
No, it wasn't Sarah either.
Chloe?
No, it wasn't her either.
Lids is also one of my
Oh,
favorite
okay.
stores.
So you've only been talking to
True.
Emily, Bailey, Hannah, Sarah, Chloe, and the other one. Right?
Lily.
Yeah, just talking out.
Oh, okay.
Yep, the
Oh,
all
okay.
mocking eye shirt. Yes,
So you've been
sir.
talking to 6 underage kids.
Well,
No,
I guess they were rich.
yeah. Well, I'm going to let you know we weren't posing as the other 3. I just had your name off all the kids you were talking to. I had no idea who they were. But, I mean,
Can we buy Alex some combs for his beard?
Them.
I mean, I could give him.
We are just gathering
I can give him
info
one of
here. We're
mine
just documenting all this
if he wants it.
safety purposes. But okay, so
I mean, there's nothing going on other than
no, yeah,
I thought I was coming here to like buy some.
I thought I was going over here to get off.
yeah, no.
That's what it sounds like in my head. Oh, I thought I was getting on here to get off, man.
Like,
I thought I was getting on here to get off.
Bailey, I guess saw the pictures of my animal and she started following me.
Yeah.
He started following me down, and I couldn't even. I didn't even know what I was doing. I thought it was cool.
You know, I talked
I
to her.
thought it was cool to be on
pretty
there.
eyes and whatnot. Then she, they suggested that we.
They just, they needed to just steer me away from over here. I couldn't understand what was going on.
Is it really raining outside?
Yeah.
Yes, I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Appreciate that. Sorry about that, Jenny T.
Yeah.
I'm like tunnel vision focused.
Yeah. Go right here. Yeah, no. So we just do want to ask you about these messages here that we have to 3 kids. How old were they, by the way?
I think.
What up, Kodiak?
13. I don't know about Bailey.
Okay, Bailey's 9. All right. It makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And we were also Emily. Emily's the one you should.
11.
Yes.
Dang.
Emily's more of the
Another
one you should
Emily.
probably be more careful about. You know what I mean? Why do I say that?
Because I talked to her most.
Talk to her most. And what was the difference in Emily's chats versus, say, Bailey and Hannah's? A little bit closer to what?
Like,
Oh,
more friendly.
just in case, quick reminder. I believe T-Core is doing a live call to a predator. So those interested in crossing over and giving her some support, I won't mind.
What do you mean by friendly? I mean, every question I ask you, I know the answer to. I'm just asking you.
I just like talking about I like her and this and that.
Yeah, of course. So we do want to ask you about these messages, but before we do get into these, you mentioned you were talking to 6 underage kids in total, 3 of them being us, the other 3 probably being real, right?
Well, I thought they were all real.
Right. No, I know.
I mean, are they real? Or did you guys just post bogus things on Instagram?
Well, the other 3 are real. The 3, Bailey, Hannah, and Emily.
Now notice this. I know what I'm about to say right now. You know, some of you are gonna be like, "Oh, come on, man! You don't need to point that out," or it's a bit much to point that out. But actually, I think it's a good moment to pause this right here to explain something. Now, in the past, right? Because we are reviewing the catch, right? And that's what I'm doing. I'm analyzing the catch, right? In the past, there has been problems in situations where the predator, let's say, technically had a right to feel a certain way and to take certain actions because things weren't done properly, right? So follow me on this one. And I think some of you might remember, but I want to say like months ago, there was a similar situation where they had the pred like near a building, right, in the same like type of building or mall or whatever, right? And they had, I guess, unintentionally, because I guess like in the moment they weren't really thinking properly, but they had cornered the predator, right? When doing the catches and confrontations and all that, you cannot, like, you're not supposed to corner somebody, right? So if you guys look, right, Alex is doing this properly. He's not cornering the guy. He's not giving the predator a sense of like entrapment or a sense of like helplessness or a sense of they can't leave or can't escape. You know what I'm saying? Which are to be considered as strong intimidation tactics, right? So yeah, Alex is just like on face to face with the predator, right? But he's giving him the space in case the guy has to like says, "Oh, I'm gonna leave" or whatever. Yeah, he's supposed to be doing this way. That way, it shows up on video as evidence and proof that they were not cornering the guy, they were not intimidating the guy, they were not, making the guy feel like helpless or making the guy feel, trapped or whatever. So this was very, very well done. Most people might see this and they might not think too much of it, but yeah, this was done perfectly well. So kudos.
They're not real.
Correct. But you were talking 3 real, 3 fake, right?
So there's not really 2 girls just moved here from Montana and they're
No, Greg, no.
lonely, don't know anybody, it's been COVID and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, okay, but we do want to ask you about that because obviously you had concerns about law enforcement in a lot of these messages. Would you say so?
I would say so.
No, cool. So,
Especially with Emily.
yeah. But why especially with Emily?
Well, because like I said, I got a little bit closer with her.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So I do want to ask.
Real quick, Lord Cohagen said Alex blocked a guy from getting his car once before. Keyword before. What I'm talking about is in this catch, he did not corner the guy. So, there is moments where in the heat of the moment, you'll do things that, are inappropriate or not correct or, won't help your case because cornering the pred will not help your case. Or cornering him to where he can't get to his car or vehicle is not helping your case. And if you're trying to get this guy arrested, you're trying to get him locked up, doing that is not going to help your case. So yeah, if in the past he did that, pretty sure he learned from it. And yeah. Here we go.
When did this attraction to like the whole underage kids thing, like when did it start for you? When did you start feeling
Well,
attracted?
now when you say attracted, What are you talking about?
Like, well, you said, like, I like you, you like me.
I've always liked kids.
Right, but I don't mean like.
Because I don't get to see my own kids, so
What's that?
Well, one got killed in a car wreck when he was 14, and then when my wife divorced, she took the kids and turned them against me. So I just have kids that are like, I just try to help out or do what I can.
Well, sure, of course. No, I get that. Okay, we got to go back inside. I'm sorry.
I think Alex and me got the same bald spot.
You go right here in this school break. Okay.
Yes, don't forget to watch White Guy Wednesdays.
And I guess by attraction,
Apparently every Wednesday at 10 p.m. on the Dream Floral channel on YouTube.
I've been on Instagram for several years, but the first 3 people I ever talked to were mostly, from gaming, and they're like one's in Singapore.
What game did you play?
Clash.
Okay. So, yes, and how old were they? Just around the same age, kind of.
No, I don't really know, but one from Singapore, I never really asked her. And the other 2 were dudes.
Oh, okay.
One got killed in a wreck, and the other one I didn't really talk to.
Okay, yeah, interesting.
But then when I got to scrolling, I figured out that if I scrolled past the people I already knew, that I found more people. I never knew that.
Right, no, but I'm talking about.
But most of these ones, how do you say it? Subscribe to me first.
Like follow you.
Right, follow me first.
Of course. But as in most of them, as in like the underage kids you're talking.
Right.
Okay, no, that's good. So when did these underage kids start to follow you on Instagram?
I've seen the last 2 months.
Last 2 months, and that's when you really chatting about.
There's a question.
Okay, no.
There's a question I need to answer here real quick. Jenny T asks, JDQ, when are we going to see you on White Guy Wednesday? Tomorrow night, I shall be there. And we shall have a great, wholesome, wholesome and holy time, like I'm going to be, I guess, the balance within the group, I might have to, like, from time to time, bring out the Bible and be like, all right, let me just bring this verse out for you heathens. Yes. John 3:16. Let's not forget John 3:16. Okay, we're in the last days, so let's not forget John 3:16. Everybody, I might help everybody keep everybody in line. All right, here we go. Sorry about that.
So there's quite a few of them, I'm sure. Like there's more than Chloe, Sarah, and the other one.
Well, yeah, but most of them just are like, they'll post, and I'll comment on the post, and I'll post, I'll comment on mine.
The Book of Revelations, that's my favorite book.
Like,
No, I love a lot of different people.
right. But I'm looking for your Instagram.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm gonna be there tomorrow night. As long as I get the link, I shall be there.
If you were, you'd be burning this now. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So anyway, what are we going?
But we have to ask you about these messages. So, so these messages to Emily, that's what I really want to ask you about the most.
Red Hood, thou shalt not try me, shake thyself, my guy.
Emily,
Red Hood, chapter 24,
reach out first.
verse 7. That was good. I like that.
Now she started following me
Well, she
because
followed me first.
All right, well,
But you reached out, but you messaged her. Correct.
overall, I don't know what to think about this predator's like demeanor. It's a bit confusing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I don't know. I'm looking at his body language. I'm listening to his tone of voice, and it's like he feels like intimidated by the whole situation. That he got caught or whatever. But beyond that, I'm having trouble really kind of like gauging. You know what I mean? Kind of like the remorse levels, because and his tone of voice and his like face, you know, his reaction, his whole demeanor, I don't think there is like legitimate like remorse. You know what I mean? I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just me, but
But she was already following me, and I just trying to figure out.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Lord
Okay.
Cohagen said he doesn't look upset at all. He looks like whatever. Yep.
We do have a lot of takeaways, yeah.
And what if security sees us over there when he passes by?
Okay, no, it's totally fine.
Caucasians, chapter 1,
So,
verse 69.
Heavenly
The
Father
Lord
first, which is
shall
very fair. I
send
just want to see
Nate
how
and
she's
Ray
doing.
so that the children of God may see the consequences of poor life
Well,
decisions.
the reason
That was a good one too,
she was
yo.
actually living close.
What up, Cameron?
Kind of got closer because it was the first time we ever talked to anyone on the internet that was close, kind of sort of close to where we were.
What up, Craig Craig?
Right. No, absolutely.
What up, Smashley?
Absolutely.
What up,
So I
Scamula?
want to ask with the other girls, Chloe, Sarah, who's the other
Yeah.
one you said?
Lily.
War Torn says he looks more disappointed, really. Yeah,
Lily lives in England.
pretty
I
much.
think you mentioned her to Emily.
I might have.
Yeah, they're all like around.
That's actually it's actually a really good point. He does look. I think that's what I was like trying to like how to say. It was like, yeah, pretty much he looks like disappointed that it didn't go down.
No, that's very fair.
But they're all spread out around the country. I mean,
It's like your little Roman Empire. But
Classic lady sluts. White and Latino JDQ on screen.
yeah, I know you moved from like Los Angeles, right? Why'd you
It's a
move?
JDQ overdose. Yes, indeed. I agree.
my sister married a guy from my boss.
You have a few felonies on your record too, don't you?
Yeah, so
Yeah, like physical assault.
Yeah, yeah. This is true. 1,000% agree with that one.
Gotcha.
But he looks like that the one that really like hates his job and wants to like quit on the spot, and he's waiting for a good excuse to do it. That's what he looks like.
So
Like in the deli area, of course, but you know, the one guy who's like, "Oh, what do you want?
if I dare say sexual.
You want it that thin? Thinner?
So
Thinner?
Not even on the phone for the internet.
that's very
Get out of here!"
Right. So you do get like sexual with the other kids, but it's not like
Yep.
a person.
So is Emily real?
Emily? Yeah. So basically, you get sexual with like Lily, Chloe, and Sarah, but it's just on the internet.
Question, and this is a serious question now. How many of us, or how many people in the chat right now? All right, and this is a serious question. How many of y'all think at some point somebody, doesn't matter who it is, it could be Alex, it could be Ghost, it could be Jay, it could be whoever, right? But at some point, do you guys think that one of them or someone in the predator catching community should like connect the dots and kind of like dig deeper within like the details of the person that they caught to see if they're connected to like a bigger like, you know, ring of like child trafficking or sex you know, adult sex like trafficking or whatever? Is that something that you guys at some point like would want to see? Because that's been on my mind for like the longest time. Like, and I've talked about it before on my streams. I'm like, yo, I feel like, you know, some of these catches could lead to bigger operations, you know, but I feel like we've only scratched the surface, you know? And I don't know, man. I feel like they could be like, and everybody's doing a great job. Everybody's doing a phenomenal job, like catching these guys. And but I feel like, in the sense of like digging up information and like linking these guys to like other people who might be affiliated with other people who might be affiliated with like the bigger picture, if you will. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Smashel says absolutely. Some have to be traffickers. Yeah. Yep. Bomb says we found some ringleaders, but I heard the bigger ones are on the dark web. Yep. Well, I mean, so okay, hold on. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. So, okay, that being the case, should like the predator catchers stick to kind of like gradually, attacking the dark web a little more? You know what I mean? Because I know like we all use like Grinder, uh what's the other one? Highly, plenty, there's different apps, that typically these catchers use for these catches. But has anyone really, really like gone into like the dark web and like really followed through with some of this stuff? Oh, I am definitely down for that. That's whenever, wherever, I'm down for that for sure. Um, yeah, I know it's a lot more dangerous. That's to be honest with you, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? There's got to be like some other thing that we're not that the community or the catchers themselves. Um, I don't know. I don't know. And this is not me talking down on any of the catchers because once again, every single one of them is doing a phenomenal job. All right, everybody, every catcher out there is doing a great job. But I feel like I don't know, somewhere somehow there could be like more done, and um, these uh, these communities of like pedophiles and predators and traffickers and all that, they can be attacked, in their own little world. So you have a big, mentally appreciate that. Yeah, just I mean, it's just a thought.
Yeah, no, of course. So it's like kind of like the same messages that you send to like Emily, but it's over the internet. It's just on the internet. That's a very fair point. It involves stuff like sex talk, but it's just over the internet. Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
you're right,
yeah. So
Craig.
when you
Craig.
go into these
Epstein
messages,
took it to the
so you
grave.
ask me about that.
What do you think would
Emily's
happen?
loyal to this area.
Yep.
Yeah. So you do reach out first here, like you said, but she did follow you first. So you were good on that one. She did follow you first. So she says here, I'm doing amazing. I'm getting ready for school. How are you? And just to clarify, it did say 11 in the profile, correct?
Infiltrate church's fried chicken.
Reaching out to an 11.
Yes, Freemason
Okay,
Lodge. Freemason Lodge. That's
But
correct.
I mean, here's just checking.
Thank you for correcting the grammar. Yes.
Plus, you do look like that. You do look like you're from like bikers against. What that is. Yeah, I mean, is that why we're a thing? Like,
Jesus says anything for content.
It just keeps working. I where I'm already on it.
oh, I feel it, man. I feel it, absolutely. So, okay, great. I was getting ready for work with that.
Now hold up.
I do want to ask, what told you to
Oh, never mind. I thought I saw something. Never mind.
reach out to this 11-year-old, being that you have the history of it's just on the internet. It's fine. You negotiate with the girl. It's fine.
Well, that was basically just talking. Just
But like, what calls you to reach out to?
What symbol is that on his hat? If anybody knows, let me know. You can't see it well.
Specifically underage kids. Like, I'm just asking. It's on the internet.
It seems like they're the only ones that pop up to talk to.
Really? Oh, so Google like kind of like how if you look up football a lot, you get a lot of ads from like Academy.
Well, I mean, it's like if you look, I'll be scrolling through there and it's all girls.
Like underage girls.
I don't know how old they are until I talk to them.
But they look very young.
Well, I mean, a lot of times it's not the pictures. And it is a picture, it's little tiny pictures.
How do you know it's girls then? Because you just said they're all girls. Then you're like, I don't know what they look like.
Well, I mean, it could be like you guys posing as someone else.
Well, we're girls too. It's 2021. We can identify as what we want. You know that, Greg? Your bigotry will not be tolerated here. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I do get that. So do a lot of them show up because, like I said, when you look up football, Google shows
A
like,
bird, huh?
football-related stuff to you.
Yeah, I don't really watch sports, so I don't know about that.
No, but I'm saying like in general, like if you're interested in, like if I'm interested in football, like they recommend you football stuff.
Now let me bring this up. Dixie brings up a good point. All right, Ray, have a good one, bro. God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow night on White Guy Wednesday, bro. Thanks for the invite as always. Yeah, Dixie brought up a good point. You won't ever get in close to them unless you are one. That is extremely true. That is extremely true. And it's even more true that you won't know really what those guys are really into unless you're like 33rd degree, you know what I'm saying, or above. So it's like even the ones in like the first few degrees, they don't know what they're getting themselves into. You know what I'm saying? They're being duped and tricked into like they're into something like normal and like brotherhood type of thing. But beyond that, 33rd degree and above, I mean, which I think 33rd degree is the highest degree. But if there's any higher than that, then yeah, only those people know what's really going on and what they really believe in and what they really be doing behind the shadows. But yeah. Oh God. My high school shot put coach is a Mason. All right, hold on. Let me all right. Never mind. I was gonna put something up here, but never mind. All right, here we go.
Well, it's like they seem to be like dancers or gymnastics.
Okay. Let's kind of like speed all the way up here. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. Oh God. Okay, cool. We got like, is that a skull on the head? That is a skull on the head. Look at that. Hold up.
I'm not sure what their age.
That's a skull on the hat.
Like, I've always gone on like 15.
Nah, hold up. There we go. It's sideways. Like here's the head, right, of the skull, and here's like the eyes and the nose and the mouth, right? And I think there's horns next to the side or whatever. Like here's a horn and here's a horn. Yo, this man has some demonic satanic stuff on his clothes, bro. You know, like is it a coincidence? Is it really a coincidence? You know, like what are the odds? What really are the odds? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What's going on, Nadia? That's definitely a skull on the hat, though. It's sideways, but it is what it is. Not to mention being involved may even get you in trouble, so it's a fine line, but something we should start planning out. Yeah, man. Yep, nothing is a coincidence, indeed. Uh, yep. My bad, y'all. I'm like reading y'all's comments. Yep, he looks extremely calm. Like he looks to the point where he's calm because he knows somehow in some way, shape, or form, even if he does get arrested in some way, shape, or form, his buddies or brotherhood will get him out somehow. That's how calm he looks.
So basically, when you were starting to get more into your 20s, that's when that's when you started to notice like a
Yeah,
wait,
it's
I
like a
stole
bandana or a beanie or
89
something he's wearing.
grams, and I'm 25. That's
Smashly, I try.
so.
I really
Did you
do
ever
try to read
tell
comments.
anybody, like that attraction that you had to like 89 graders?
No, because I wasn't the only one there.
So Nadia's asking what's going on. Well, what's going on is I'm reviewing this catch by Alex that I had not seen all the way through. And after this, we're gonna review and watch other videos and content that I have promised that I would review. And Ray said he texted me, so give me 1 second. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Vacation catch. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So apparently, this is coming out soon. Let me see if I can turn down the brightness so I can see it a little better, I guess. Um, Let me know if y'all can see what it says there. If type it in the chat area if y'all can see what it says on the screen here. Let me know if y'all can see it and type it in the chat, the live chat. This is a teaser cover for an upcoming catch by none other than yours truly. Well, not me, but Ray, sweet baby Ray. It says, yes, vacation catch with Mises. So Mises with a catch with Ray. Get out of here. That is going to be amazing. That's going to be off the chain, as I would have said back in my day. That's going to be good. That is going to be really good. And it looks like it's short, sweet, to the point. So, yeah, that's good stuff, man. Awesome. I can't wait to see that and review it. You read that? When is that coming out, Ray? Everybody asking, when is that coming out? Matter of fact, let me put that up here. Levi says, when's that coming out? And let's see. I think someone told me something. Dogs. Oh, really? Did I? And I think 4 numbers is safe. But yeah, technically I did kind of like forget that my cards are on the back of my phone there. So I did kind of like dox it a little bit. Appreciate you telling me though. Harrisburg Area Predator Prevention says, hey JDQ, can you give my channel a shout out? I have 2 catches under my belt, but soon to be many more. I'm still getting a team together and everything, but I am in PA and I could use any advice or tips. So, man, I'm gonna be completely fair here. All right. Yeah, I'll shout out the fact that you even just said that right now, right? I just read your comment out loud, so that's kind of like a shout out. And yeah, I will say, give Harrisburg Area Predator Prevention channel a look at. But I've kind of like learned to like be careful with like who I shout out because yeah, I ran into like a little situation a few months back where I did that, because I've always been open to receiving new channels and new like predator catchers and like support them like right away. But sometimes, like that last time, it kind of like bit me in the butt because apparently the catcher was not doing things all the way correctly, and it wasn't like a good look for the community. And yeah, so I would just say we'll give your channel like a visit first, and we'll check your stuff out, and I'll review it, and then yeah, if I think what I'm saying, you're doing things like how you're supposed to and all that, then I'll like officially give your channel like an actual like shout out. So if that makes sense, then that's like no disrespect towards you or your team. That's just me trying to be careful and be wise with what I've learned thus far. Um, who was it? You mean Constantine? Are you asking like who was the catcher that I supported and kind of like bit me in the butt? I'll DM me and I'll answer that because I don't want to say it in public. I gotta have to watch my back also. So um, oh, this is good. Jesus said, "You want to know something crazy? I finished editing this video the night Travis Scott incident happened. That is wild. That is wild. That's crazy, bro." And JD, can I ask you a question? Yeah, you can ask me a question. Go ahead. I mean, it's kind of hard to keep up with y'all, but yeah. But you can go ahead and ask the question, Duck. Nadia says, I watched a video of this young man and really felt the people on his page were so mean, calling the bad guy who I really hated too. He was black and everyone on his chat said, monkey put in the cage. Okay, that's weird. What happened with you and FM? Lick My Duck Hole says, what happened with you and FM? Nothing. Nothing has happened with FM and me. So I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to, but everything's fine between him and me. There's absolutely like no trouble at all. I'm trying to think if there is anything, but I can't really think of anything. Um, no coincidence. Okay. All right, going back to the I'm gonna play like 3 more minutes of this video, but then I'm gonna like switch it up and put something else that
All
we
my
can
buddies had
look into.
young girlfriends. I mean, we all had hung out with the same group of people. All the girls were the same age. We all had.
Oh, so we all had like, all basically like this. So like y'all were in your 20s. Oh, so it's not just you, but it's like your friends too.
Wait, hold on. JDQ, the catcher you were talking about last night, does it involve a certain thing not being believed? No. Nothing to do with that. It's something else completely altogether. George don't skip leg day. I mean, I'm trying not to, but yeah. Two buddies who don't collab, y'all should collab. He's in New York though. I'm in Florida and he's in New York. I would collab with him at some point eventually. Like if I go over to New York or he comes down to Florida, yeah, I'm down to collab with him. But yeah, all right. Let's go back over here.
Y'all were like in your 20s.
2 more minutes.
Like, 13, 14 year olds.
15 mostly.
15.
This guy looks way beyond cool, calm, and collected, yo.
High school.
Look at how he's. Did he cross his leg?
9th, 10th grade.
Did this man just cross his leg? Like he was like having like a book reading type of dialogue? Like, well, I thought Robert was saying in this page that he was heavily dismayed. And this man looked like he had a book club right now, crossing his legs. What is going on here?
Oh, okay. So like 14, 15.
I'm not sure.
He even took his glasses off. Be comfortable. This man comfortable right now.
16. But we'd go out for,
Wait, Bomb is out? Good night, Bomb.
They finally
We all love you.
found someone that they like better or whatever.
Yeah. So like just like freshmen in high school.
Who knows girls?
Hold on. Nadia said, what I'm trying to say is that they were racist. What he was doing was something I was grateful for as a mother, but the comments were severely aggressive, which he had. I think that comment is like unfinished. But I think I get what you're saying though. And you have to apologize. I mean, I have to apologize because yeah, I'm like multitasking and I'm terrible at multitasking. So I do try to keep up with you guys' comments, but sometimes it's like a lot of comments at the same time and like my eyes go all over the place and yeah. But yeah, Lord Cohagen says it's like he's hanging out with a friend for sure. Alex is putting him at ease. I'm done talking to my phone to Ray. What? I get you though. I get you. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks.
Years to
It
figure
really
out
does suck. I hate racism with all my being.
So basically, so in your like mid to late 20s, that's when you like, did like high school freshman, sophomore, stuff like that. Gotcha. Did any of them like leave?
No, like I said, they got mine. But the one that got mine.
Cool. I mean, that was 12 and 15.
Right.
But
There's something in his eyes. Maybe it's just me. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just like intuition, gut feeling, whatever. There's something in his eyes that I don't know. I don't know if somebody else in the chat like agrees or whatever, but there's something in his eyes that just don't look right. Don't look right at all. Once again, could be me, could just be the way my mind works or whatever. But I'm looking at his eyes for like a while now, and I'm like, I mean, obviously he is for a fact. Let me just say this: anybody who is doing this, right? You know, meeting up with little kids, um, even if technically, supposedly, they weren't gonna do anything, like for real, like legit. The fact that if they're taking the time to actually like go out of the way to meet up with a minor, that's like a random unknown like minor off of the internet or whatever, to a certain degree, they are demonically possessed. Okay, and obviously, if they were actually going to go through with the meetup and do other stuff, then they're heavily demonically possessed. All right, and yeah, Constantine said no soul. I agree. Yeah, if you're demonically possessed to a certain degree, yeah, you have no soul. Um, Jenny says, yeah, soulless eyes, dark. Yep, exactly. But yeah, all right. So for now, that's enough of that one. I am gonna share a bit of the interview that Julie had a few days ago. So bear with me 1 second, guys. Do not go anywhere. Give me 1 second. I won't play the whole thing because it's an hour and 40 minutes. Um, but I am gonna play like what I want to say. I haven't seen it yet, so it'll be like my first reaction to it. This will be like my genuine reaction, but I am giving it a like already. So just note that. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna share it 1 second. All right, bear with me. All right, here we go. So, of course, on left hand side we have Julie, right? Which I call like Jules, right? Because she's precious. That's why I call her Jules, precious person. And then on the right hand side we have the interviewee, Dawn Marie, right? So, titled "Sins of the Father" on the PP Maz Extra channel, right? Ooh, what is that? Not subscribed. Dear Lord, let's subscribe that right there and put notifications to all immediately. That is weird.
Okay. Let's see.
All right.
Hi, Chris LaRoche. Thank you. Thank you again, Edward. Can you guys hear us in chat?
Oh, hold up.
I don't.
Before we
It's
continue on with this, real quick, Jesus said something very, very true. I'm gonna put this up real quick for everyone to see. Okay, Jesus is very close to Alex. They work together. Okay, Jesus is actually a cameraman, but yeah, he says Alex is a cool dude. He's not racist. This is coming from his Hispanic cameraman slash editor. All right. So yeah, Jenny T. Wait, is Jenny T mad because I hadn't subbed already? It's weird because I could have sworn I was subbed to the channel already, but I don't know. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I resubbed right there and then immediately. So yeah, man. Um, he was never racist. Fools. Correct. That is correct. All right, here we go.
not. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta click on. All right, sins of the father. Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's clicking.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Hold on.
Lick my duck hole.
Let me make sure my fucking Wi-Fi is hooked to it. Yep, you're on. All right, user on there.
Okay, we're
What do you
on.
need me to look for?
It's Drake's fault.
All right, it's live.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, so yeah, everybody's saying they can hear us. Do you want to just make sure everybody can hear you too, honey?
Just can you hear me? And if they can, I guess I say yeah.
Okay. Hey, Bill. All right. So Dawn, if you want to just start like telling a little bit about yourself, like where you're from, and like how old you are, things like that. Do you have kids? Just the normal
Okay.
type of stuff.
Okay, well, I wanted to start out with a quote. It's one of my favorite quotes.
Absolutely.
It's by Bane from The Dark Knight Rises. And
Interesting choice.
he says, and he's speaking to Batman. Bane is the villain, and he's speaking to Batman, and he says, "Oh, you think darkness is your ally, but you merely adapted the darkness. I was born in it, molded by it. By the first time I saw light, I was already a man. By then, it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me." And the quote, like, it really like hits home for me. A very different reason than what he meant in the movie, but I mean that's how I.
Let's rewind that for a second.
But you merely adapt with a quote. It's
Let's
one
hear
of my
that one more
favorite
time.
quotes.
Absolutely.
Because it's been a while
It's
since I've seen
by
that movie.
Bane
So
from The Dark Knight Rises, and he says, and he's speaking to
see you,
Batman.
lizard lady.
Bane is the villain, and he's speaking to Batman,
Have a
and
good night,
he
lizard lady.
says, "Oh, you think darkness is your ally, but you merely adapted the darkness. I was born in it, molded by it. By the first time I saw light, I was already a man. By then, it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me." And the quote, like, it really like hits home for me. A very different reason than
quote.
what he meant in the movie, but I mean that's how I have felt my whole life. My name is Dawn.
It is a great
Dawn
movie.
Marie, really. I'm 34. I'm from Baltimore City, Maryland. And I don't know. I guess you can ask me questions as I start talking, and it'll probably help me come along. I'll touch on the abuse, but I'm mainly gonna touch on what it did to me and how I'm forever locked in my own psychological hell because of it.
Yeah.
My early.
So let me pause right there. This is the core reason. Okay, let me just say that one more time. This is the core reason and purpose behind why predator catchers do what they do, right? To protect other kids, other whatever, adolescents, children, potential kids, children, right? To go through what apparently Dawn is about to like express that she went through and how she's paying the price nowadays, consequence of what happened to her, right? So this is why, you know, these predator catchers like do what they do to help prevent what happened to Dawn Marie to happen to other kids.
My father was a horrible alcoholic and addict, and probably one of the most sadistic people that I've ever
Jules.
even heard about.
No problem at all. Trust me.
And my very
You
first
deserve a
memory
platform,
is
you know?
of me at 2 years old. And my mom's me and my mom are cooking breakfast at the stove. I'm standing on a chair. She's standing next to me, and we were trying to make eggs. And I guess I was just being a little toddler, and I was laughing and being just happy in the moment. And my mother was begging me to be quiet. Please be quiet. I just finally got your father to go to sleep. Please don't wake him up. But next thing you know, he's in the doorway. Well, he starts with his ridiculous torture that he loves to do to people, and my mother, trying to save me, stood in front but between me and him, but he shoved her, which pushed me on top of the stove.
Wow.
Which was on. And so I back then times were really different.
That's correct, Norrin Davis.
So
Agreed.
when my mother finally left, when she was very poor, we were homeless. We lived in shelters. Um, we were homeless, and I had a sister, and she's 7 years older than me. So my mother, my father was the breadwinner, even though my mother worked for a government agency. She, had to quit because he was such a disgrace. I don't know. I can't find my words. So
You're
let me
fine.
just start touching on what he did to me.
So another point that you just made that I have come to realize throughout time, throughout years, kind of like doing like a little bit of research and investigating, right? Throughout the years. Yeah, man. Like uh government agencies, bro. Government agencies. The FBI, CIA, the NSA, all these different agencies, they I don't know how to say this, but they've caused so much pain to us, the American, citizen. And I think the rabbit hole goes so entirely deep that I think the rabbit hole goes so deep that it makes another hole at the end of the earth and just starts all over again, meaning it's never ending. You know, the rabbit hole within the government agencies and, I think the airport in Colorado and all this other stuff, bro, like it's just endless and ongoing. And the fact that they have the power and freedom to like sweep everything under a rug and like hide everything so well and have the convenience to just like do as they please and go at and come as they please and do what they want, need to do or want to do. Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I had to like say that real quick.
My father raped and tortured me for 14 years. I've had to have multiple reconstructive surgeries on my chest,
That's
on my
crazy, bro.
stomach.
Constantine.
I'm a severe cutter.
God.
I have,
I hate that airport so much,
I
bro.
think the most I ever counted was 106 gashes on one arm and at once in one sitting. And
Thanks, bro.
by age
And I
9,
hope
I
you're
had
doing well.
developed an eating disorder, doing drugs by 11, full blown heroin addict,
Wow.
cocaine addict by 15, and a stripper.
Wow.
Because my very first lesson ever in life was just let men do what they want and
Yeah.
you'll do what you want. Because
Right.
my father, to keep me secret, keep me quiet, bought me any toy I wanted in the world.
Wow.
Right.
But I had to let him do horrible things to me. He used to tie me to chairs and burn me with cigarettes. He would force
Very,
me to use
very
drugs.
true, Jenny. I agree
He
1,000%.
would rape me. He would make me lay in bed with him naked while he, relieved himself. Um, and he would mutilate my body. He carved ugly into my stomach with a butcher knife. He mutilated my breasts to the point that I literally had to have surgery. Um, I don't even know where to start. He would lock me in the attic. And my mother was very poor. That was my point. My mother was very poor, so she couldn't like hire babysitters. So my father was more than happy to take me. My mother didn't know why at the time, but my father was more than happy to always have me. In fact, he kidnapped me when I was 5 years old. He used to break into the apartment at random trying to kidnap me, and he would rip the phones out of the wall. And my mother would barricade herself, like throw me into the bedroom, close the door, scream for me to lock it, and don't open it up no matter what I hear.
Wow.
And he kidnapped me and I guess his last pang of consciousness, he brought me back. But by that time, the police were searching for me everywhere. My mother was out of her mind. My
Right.
mother was the best woman in my entire life. She was my everything. She was my safe place. She was my rock.
Right.
She was such a pure soul, and my father was clear evil, evil,
Mhm.
evil. The abuse was. There's literally nothing anybody on this planet can do to me. I have suffered the worst physical and psychological torture from him.
That's
I stayed quiet, and I used to get constant bladder infections, and my mother's mother, my grandmother on my mother's side, warned my mom. She said, somebody is touching that girl.
Mhm.
She said, kids don't just get your bladder infections back to back to back to back, and their areas aren't always aggravated and agitated and raw and bleeding like that. You know, it's not like I had my period. I was a child.
right.
And
Agreed, John
he wouldn't
Davis.
let me use the bathroom. My bowels almost obstructed. I could only shower or bathe.
I had to pause this because go look for the McMartin case. Go look for the Satanic Panic documentaries, right? Our documentaries having to do with the '90s Satanic Panic. I think it was like late '80s, early '90s. And look for the McMartin case. A bunch of kids, okay, that were being abused and used for like rituals and stuff at a daycare, okay. They one by one, little by little, started like speaking out, and you know, yeah, I'll leave you with that homework. I'll leave you with that homework if you haven't seen it already. Okay, look for the McMartin case, and any video or documentary dealing with the Satanic Panic. Look up those two things, all right, and go through the information. Look it up yourself, analyze it. If you need to connect the dots, it'll be pretty easy. And yeah, all right.
If he bathed me, and he would make it be like
Yeah.
really long and just uh it was
The
sick. It
Colorado
was just so sick. And like
airport.
I feel like I'm not doing it justice right now because I'm on the spot. I ended up getting uh DID from all the abuse. I was
Right.
also continuously around addicts. I was also raped by my stepbrother. I watched my stepmom slit my
Denver
dad's
International.
throat
Yep.
in front of me. DID is dissociative identity disorder. You have to be diagnosed by professionals. It takes a very long time. I'm a cluster B personality, which means I'm in the class that is the hardest to deal with.
Right.
Of personalities, because it's very complex. I also have borderline personality disorder, and I also, amongst an array of other things. God, the list goes on forever. So, what I would do is, when my father would rape me, when my father would torture me, because he would keep me locked in the attic, and I would always just look out the window and watch everybody else and little kids play and all that, and
Yeah, no. George Solomon says, I would say that he was possessed by a demon, but I don't think even demons do that. Yeah, they do. Um, for those of you who are not aware, Satanists and Luciferian worshippers and all that, people who are really, really into this like stuff of like, you know, um, raping or like molesting or using kids and all that, what they believe, right? And this is a belief that is taught by Aleister Crowley, right? Is another thing that you guys need to look into, right? Just to analyze the way that they think, right? They believe that either by abusing or doing rituals with or molesting or raping or even physically sacrificing a child, like an innocent, pure like child, they receive power and they receive like, a bunch of other stuff, right? Yeah, energy harvest. Exactly. Jilly's Jules. Yep, energy harvest. So by them, and they really do this, yo. Like it's a miracle that Dawn is alive. Let's just put it that way, because not a lot of kids make it out alive, or if they do make it out alive, they don't make it out as well as Dawn Marie has, right? Like there's yeah, adrenochrome, that's another thing that you guys need to look into. But yeah, like they believe in all that. And to a certain degree, all right, it's true. To a certain degree, it is true. And I'm not saying that to like sponsor it and say like do it. No, nowhere near that. I rebuke it. I rebuke it in Jesus' name, right? But to a certain point, yeah, the devil, Satan does give to a certain point in degree power to those people who honor him that way. And it's really messed up because, you know, like it's something that goes on and people will ignore it. People will like look the other way, or they won't give it a time of day to listen to a child saying, "Hey, I got touched here. This was done to me by so and so." It's really messed up. But yeah, all right. Sorry, had to bring that up.
And all I could do is lay there and just wait to hear him coming up the steps.
Wow. You
And
are insanely brave. Like I'm
what?
tearing up just hearing you.
Prayers to survivors, indeed. Yes.
Like we've gotten close over the time. Sorry.
Yeah,
So it kind of bothers me and hurts me to hear that you had to go through that.
and that's just the beginning. Um, so I was really close to my father's sister, my aunt. She was
I
my
I
favorite
see
person
you,
in
Jay.
the
I
entire
won't
world.
type. Sorry, Jay was telling me he can hear me type.
I thought I could trust her more than anybody in this world. So one day we're driving in her car, and I tried to tell her what my dad was doing to me. I was 6 years old, 7. I think I was 6 or 7. And I said, Daddy's touching me and it doesn't feel right. I don't know. Basically, like hoping maybe she could talk to, because I didn't understand as a child. You
Right.
don't take it to a place. We're not sexual. Like we don't.
Right. Your mind
Didn't
doesn't
know what
process
was
those
happening,
thoughts.
but I knew it wasn't right.
Yeah,
And
your mind's not
so,
able to process those thoughts. It's
right. And I told my aunt what he did, hoping maybe that she could save me, take me away from him, fix me, fix it,
Yeah.
take the hurt away. And what she proceeded to do next is what seriously taught me my very first big lesson about this world. She took me to a forest, not just woods. It was
Right.
actually a forest, a big one. And she said that we were going to go for a walk. And I thought maybe she was doing it so that I could calm down. Maybe we could talk. I don't know. I didn't know what to think, but I knew I trusted her.
Right.
So she walks me in pretty deep, but I could still hear the highway nearby. And then she turned around to leave and told me to stay and that she'd be right back. And I said, okay. And I sat there on this log and waited. And I waited. And I waited all night.
Wow.
I was too scared to move. I didn't know where I was, but I could hear the road.
Yeah.
The next day, I start trying to make my way to the road. I just happened to catch her coming back for me. And when I got in the car, she pulled the seatbelt up to me real tight by my neck. And she said, your father has a sickness. He can't help it. Let him do it. And if you ever tell anybody again, nobody will come back for you and nobody will ever find you. That's why you need to tell the world. So I never spoke about it again. And the abuse continued, and it got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse. And it turned into psychological abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, and ritualistic abuse. I'm sorry, I should have said a trigger warning. I know that I'm spitting out a lot of
You're
words
you're
that
fine, honey. You're
might
fine.
get to people. I really felt like I died inside. Like, it is assassination of the soul.
Yeah.
Literally, I turned away from God because I prayed every day.
Yeah.
Every day I prayed and I cried and I cried and I cried just for somebody, anyone, to help me and save me.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody ever did. So when I was 13 years old, I decided that rather than have my father touch me one more time, I was going to take my life.
Right.
So I did. But my mother found me in just the very nick of time before, I guess, the pills finished me and I lost too much blood. And she rushed me to the hospital when I was in the room. I didn't know they were recording it. I didn't know anything about any of this kind of stuff. I kept quiet after that experience with my aunt, even though there were so many symptoms and signs of me being raped and molested and beaten and abused and locked in an attic, extremely malnourished. Like I told you, I'm not allowed. I wasn't allowed to use the bathroom.
Right.
I had to be rushed to the hospital a few times over that because I think the longest I went was 2.5 weeks. And
Just
I,
wanted to know, were you in school at all during this time?
I was in school the entire time. But when I tried to kill myself,
Mm-hmm.
I left. I left school
Right.
because this rage started coming out of me and I was a menace to society.
And I'll tell you what that rage was. That rage was the devil himself in her head, telling her, "Look at you. Nobody loves you apparently. You know, your own father's doing this to you. No one's coming to your rescue. You know, there's no hope for you. Might as well. I bet you 1,000%, right? That even though I wasn't there and I don't know Dawn, I bet you that's what she was going through on a daily basis throughout her entire life. You know what I'm saying? And once again, it is a miracle, beyond a miracle, that Dawn is alive and well, meaning she's alive, you know, physically, she's able to like communicate to us nowadays what she went through, right? But it's a miracle in itself that she's able to do any of that, right? To kind of like warn others, you know, of the potential of what might be happening to somebody else right now, you know. Uh, it, what really baffles me is like, oh man, you know, these are the times that we're in, right? Where truth comes to light, you know, left and right, all directions, right? And the truth about this topic, you know, needs to get out there so much. This is, once again, this is just scratching the surface. This is just Don's story, you know, this is just Joel's story, you know, but there is tons, and I mean tons, whether it be hundreds or thousands or hundreds of thousands of people going through the same exact thing. No, no, no. I'm sorry, Kevin. No, I'm sorry, bro. But when it gets to that point, going through that abuse, yeah, trust me, the devil, Satan, the enemy, will put all those thoughts and magnify them, because you could have those thoughts on your own because it's natural as a human being to feel that way, right? But that amplification of like actually taking action upon it only comes through Satan and the devil whispering in your ear, you know, in a more intensified level, like, hey, you should just take your life away. If you're going through all this, you know, why bother living? You know, it's one thing to for it to cross your mind. And it's another thing altogether to like hear that voice and actually consider acting upon it. Two different things, bro. I'm sorry. I'm gonna disagree with you right there, respectfully so. But I have to disagree.
Like, I hated everybody. I hated everything. Nobody ever fucking saved me. Nobody ever cared about me. So
Right.
why the fuck should I care about anybody else?
Right. Because it's like, I mean, you had so many adults around you at that point. It's like somebody should have spoke up.
Dude, they still to this day cover for him. He is the family favorite. I don't understand it. Like, I
Right.
don't. But I have doctors and police and judges and lawyers and witnesses to attest all the proof, all my scars, everything all over me.
Right.
The burn marks, the reconstructive surgeries, the self mutilation, the self harm.
Yeah.
He pulled your shit out of place, right?
Yes, he completely
put it back together.
yeah, like my breasts, he tied me up and he pulled my breast on my breasts with pliers,
Mhm.
and he disconnected my milk ducts and everything that was attached inside. He ripped it all apart. So a team of doctors had to go inside.
Let me just say this. Kevin says, where was God? God all that time then. I'll say this. Sometimes it's not God's fault. Sometimes, and this is, I'm going to say this because, you know, it has to be said by somebody. Sometimes followers of Christ, Christians, are too not in sync with God and hearing God's voice, right? And pretty sure God at some point, you know, whether it be before or throughout all this was happening, I'm pretty sure God reached out to a few of the people of the faith. But for whatever reason, those people probably didn't take action because they were not in tune with God's voice. They were not in tune with you know what I'm saying? Discernment and all these other things that are important in a Christian's life. And that can happen. And it happens all the time. Like I myself don't consider myself to be a perfect Christian. I'm far beyond it, bro. Like I am, you know what I'm saying? I'm nowhere near where I should be, like connected like with God, right? But when people of God are actually connected and in sync with the Holy Spirit and all this other stuff, trust me, someone would have heard God letting them know and would have done something about it. But Christians nowadays, for the most part, and this is no disrespect to my people, you know, like of the faith, but for the most part, we're distracted, man. Like we're heavily distracted. You know, we got noise going in our mind and hearts and our spirit day in and day out. And when you don't have that healthy connection with the Holy Ghost and a healthy connection with God, sometimes you're not going to see or hear, you know, when God is like warning you about something or trying to tell you something about, you know, one of these things. So it's not God's fault, man. Most of the time is us. Most of the time is us. And I'm not talking about Don. I'm talking about Christians. Sometimes, most of the time, it's Christians' faults because we're not in sync with the Spirit. We're not carrying out through discernment. So sadly,
And reattach
it's a reality.
everything
Mhm.
just so that I could have a semi-normal body at
Right.
all. By 16, I had to have a biopsy and to have a procedure done to freeze cancerous cells around my cervix.
Mhm.
The doctor said that because so many foreign objects that were way too big, that my private parts were still forming as a
Yep.
child.
Emily Rose said it best. We go through spiritual battles every day, you know, spiritual warfare. So important to stay close to Jesus so you know what to do for yourself and others. Tyler Wolf, I'm doing great, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Thank you, Lisa Sellers. Lisa Sellers says, I have survived physical abuse, mental abuse, and I am a breast cancer survivor. If not for having God on my side, I would not be here today with three beautiful little girls. Amen to that. Yep. All right, here we go. And we're only going
Yeah.
to be on for like
But my father was sticking things in
5 more minutes or
inside of
so.
me that were so big and mutilating
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
that it caused abnormal. It changed the insides of my female organ.
Right.
I'm going to pause it right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, if you want to continue watching this interesting interview, you're going to head over to PP Mass Extra on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to all, hit the like button, and you're going to look for Sins of the Father. Okay. I'm not going to play the rest of this for obvious reasons. However, if you are interested in hearing the rest of the interview, I highly suggest and recommend that you go to the channel, right, that I just mentioned. Look for that video, Sins of the Father, and yeah, and watch the rest of it. Yep. Okay. All right. So that being said, I do have to tend to my father. I have to give him a foot massage and do other things before tomorrow, and get things ready for tonight. But yeah, Jules, already up until that point, it was a great interview. I'm sure the rest of it is even more powerful. Um, yeah, but yeah, I'm hoping everybody in here goes to the channel and watches the rest of it. So hopefully that's the case. Guys, I'm gonna let you go little by little. Yep, yep. Variety TV, Lisa, Jules, John Davis, Levi, Wendy, Jillies, Jenny, Nadia, Tyler Wolf, George Sullivan, Boomerang Bowdy, Emily Rose, who else? Kevin Millhouse, John Kunkel, Blondie, Constantine. I'm trying to get everybody before I leave. And I'm not trying to repeat nobody. Locksmith, Tracy, Norin, Christine Marie, Jesus, of course, Kodiak, Chris from What's Your Story, Daniel R, Young Bubbles, Stephen Mulroney, Don Horn, White Guy Wednesday, Lick My Duck Hole, Big T, Absurd TV, Corey Wilson, Dave Palucci, and it won't let me go any further. Actually, hold on, no, I lied. It's now letting me go. Vapras. I'm just trying to shout out everybody before I leave, like I always try to do. Smashley. Who else? Toy Bandit. I really need a massage. Cray Cray, of course. Cray Cray. Lizard Lady. Matt Jones. Lord Cohagen. David F. He May. Bomb. Scamulator. All right, Smug. I'm trying to like speed through this. GHL. All right. I think that's everybody. I know there might be more people, but yeah. All right. So that being said, guys, don't forget that yes, I'll let them know that for sure. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, man. Always. Stay blessed, all of you. I hope everybody's safe and blessed, right? Jenny said she could use a foot massage. I could use a foot massage. I could use a back massage. But no one's giving Jorge massage. But it's all right. It is what it is. I'll wait for my time. But yeah, so please, guys, please consider, okay, going to Vision iView TV if you're not subscribed already to that channel, and I'm gonna show it up in a second. It is my secondary channel, okay. We do talk about the music industry and how it is tied into satanic rituals and all this other stuff. I mean, I've explained it before, so that's why, like right now, it's like late and I'm trying to get off the stream, but I'm gonna try to explain it a little better. So yeah, it has to do with mainstream music information or news, right? Which is tied into satanic rituals and satanic doctrines and all that. And we talk about how the Bible prophesied about all this like way back, right? And of course, we do also analyze the songs and the music, and we do compare them to the Christian uh, rap music, right? And we kind of like put them toe and toe. So give me 1 second. Let me just share that right quick. That way, y'all know what you're looking for. But yeah, Vision iView TV on YouTube. That is the second channel to look for. Okay. So this is the latest video that I have up there, the Travis Scott incident, which we will be touching up on soon. Because I was expecting two of my co-hosts to join me that night, but something happened to where they were not available. So it's gonna have to wait for later this week. But yeah, the hope is that later this week, both of them and myself will talk and expand way more than I did on that topic, because I know they have a lot of other viewpoints and opinions and information to provide for us to like really dig deep into the Travis Scott situation. Yeah, so if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and do it, and please share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your neighbors, your coworkers, whatever. All right. This type of news and information needs to get out there, and I believe with the help of you guys, we can like make that happen. Right. But the goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers before this month ends. If that's a big of a stretch, then before December ends, try to hit 1,000. And if worse comes to worse, last but not least, before the year ends, if we get to 1,000 subscribers, it'll be great. But yeah, I really do appreciate every single one of you guys for being here with me. I appreciate the love and support that you guys always show. So yeah, till next time, I love you guys. Stay safe, stay blessed. Subscribe to that secondary channel. And if you can read the scrolling message on the bottom of the screen, I'll appreciate it. Pass the message forward. Good night and love you all. Till next time, God bless and peace out.